Hello everybody, my name is Oskar Heer. I come from Germany and I'm an expert for dual vocational education and training. Today I welcome you to join us and listen to Module 19. The topic is Securing Sustainability in DVET. DVET is a short version for dual vocational education and training. Sustainability is more than a buzzword for DVET or for your school, because sustainability is the basic of success for DVET. If you give a DVET class, you give a long-term training for your students. Normally, a DVET class is running over 3 years, and if you have additional following classes, you will automatically have some more years running DVET classes. This means you cannot change your concept in a short time. Also, sustainability is important for your current and for your future students. Every student has to know in advance what is your curriculum, how is your concept, and what are your requirements for your DVET class. Additional, sustainability is important for cooperation with partners and companies. Partners and companies always will be able to schedule your school and your DVET classes. So, sustainability is for everybody in your environment to see what you are doing and with which concept. With this module, we will support you to understand what sustainability is, why you should install a sustainable concept, and how you can install the mentioned sustainable concept. I have divided this module in 4 chapters. In chapter 1, it is to clarify what means sustainability for yourself in context of DVET. Also, I will explain our definition of sustainability. In chapter 2, we will discuss how you can implement sustainability. In chapter 3, we will do an exercise. I will give an explanation for the so-called €1 million challenge. And in chapter 4, we will have a look into the risks for sustainability. Now we start with chapter 1. What means sustainability for yourself in context of DVET? If you look on sustainability, you must look from 3 different directions. One view is from the economic side. From this side, every action and task must be viable. It is necessary that your school permanently participate and the DVET concept realize the whole time. Also, you need students and trainers which join the DVET class permanent. All your processes must be proven. Every step which you are doing from planning a DVET class until the farewell ceremony, a curricula and documents, all training activities, all exams and certificates must be proven and transparent. You need companies which are your partner the whole time for your DVET class. If you look from the view of a student, the student has only one company as partner. And for your school, it is important that all these requirements together are a common system. From a sustainable perspective, it is not allowed that the system depends on individuals. The next view is the view from social side. Social criteria are sustainable if the criteria follow the laws and from the view of participating people are equal. Your DVET system should be social inclusive. It is necessary because you are acting with your school, your students and companies, mostly located in a social system nearby of your school. If your school and your DVET system is socially integrated, it is much easier to have a sustainable system. Also, it is necessary that your graduates can find employment. This is helpful for social peace and success of your DVET classes. The third view are all ecological criteria. If you have a sustainable DVET system installed, then DVET is intended to help to secure the foundations of your society. Also, every DVET activities must be bearable. For example, think about the handling of oil or fluids in your DVET class. If you have installed correct and sustainable processes, you follow the right rules of action. Everybody who handles oil or fluids is trained. You get no negative influence from your environment and you have no losings. And by the way, every student gets more and more sense for ecological performance. In chapter 2, now we come to the topic how you can implement sustainability. Before you can start the implementation, you should start with planning the whole implementation process. Also, you must discuss all planned content with your colleagues, directors, partners, and all other involved people. The following 6 topics must be planned, discussed, settled, and prearranged. Point 1. Who is responsible for which tasks in your school? In this topic, you should define who is in the sustainability process involved. For every involved person, you must define the role. This means which tasks, which goals, which responsibility, and which connection to other people. One person you define as responsible person for sustainability in your school. This is your sustainability leader with more responsibility and with a special reporting line. Point 2. What is your area for the view of sustainability and for ongoing monitoring? Every department in your school is to check whether it is part of your sustainability monitoring. Please check carefully because not every function must be automatically in the sustainability scope. For example, if you think about the gardener, then you can maybe decide that this function in your school is out of sustainability scope. Point 3. Which process with which goals and in which cycle will you execute? If you will have a sustainable DVET, you need a clear definition of all your processes. Please take an overview with all your processes in your school and decide for every process whether he is part of your sustainability system or not. These defined and described processes are the basic for definition of goals, for your measurement and for your continuous improvement process. Also, it is to define how often you will run through the sustainability process. My recommendation is to start with running through the sustainability process every year. Point 4. How are your action, your monitoring and your reporting organized? In your sustainability process, normally many people are involved. For this, you need a clear overview of all tasks actions and results. For this is to define and to organize. So you must define what is by whom, when, with which resources and with which goal to do. Also it is to define how is your monitoring, with which content and how often and by whom to deliver. Finally, it is to define what is when to report. Point 5. What is the content of your periodical checks? At point 3, I recommended to run through the sustainability process one time every year. So normally the most periodical checks for most processes also one time per year. But sometimes this is not possible and you need a special process for a special periodical check. For example, your yearly sustainable check in your school is in October and you will check the process for your final examination. The challenge is now, final examination in your school is in May. In this case, you must define a special periodical check only for the final examination process. Point 6. How is your communication and reporting organized? A careful planning of every communication and reports is basic for a successful, sustainable system. At first, you must check who needs which information. For example, what does your school management need? What does your government need? What do your investors and sponsors need? What do your other partners need? Second, you should check what is the strategy of your school. Maybe you find out that for the future of school you will hand over a sustainable report to a special person or organization. Third, you must plan and organize the preparation of all reports. In chapter 3, we are coming to an exercise, the so-called the 1 million euro challenge. In this example, an international donor wants to invest 1 million euro in vocational training in your country. Imagine there are 3 different institutions applying for the funds, and each institution has a different approach. School 1, DVET training for 1 year, 6 months at school and 6 months at company trained. School 2, 1 year school and 2 months industrial attachment. School 3, 1 year school and no industrial attachment. Then split your class in 3 groups and define for every school 1 group. Every group should now work on following tasks. Define the approach for your school and the reason why you decided to take this approach. Define why your approach is better than the approaches of your competitors. Define how many people you want to graduate in your school. Prepare a presentation. After preparation time, maybe 1 hour, every group gets 30 minutes for the presentation of their results in front of an evaluation committee. After presentation, you should adapt a reflection phase with your class. The following 3 questions can help you for the discussion. First, what is the connection between the 1 million euro challenge and sustainability? Second, what are the consequences regarding DVET? And third, how can we overcome the mentioned challenges. In the discussion with your class, you should always think on the following fixed points. On the one hand, don't forget that you will execute the DVET concept in your class. And on the other hand, you will practice a sustainable system for your class or maybe for your school. Maybe you have more fixed points for your school coming from law, coming from guidelines or investors or sponsors. Please decide what is important in your school for DVET realization. Now we are coming to chapter 4 and we will have a look to the risks for sustainability. The crucial question is, where do you see the key risks for sustainability of your approach to implement DVET in your school? If you know the key risks, then the next question is, how can these risks be countered? With the following examples, I will show you some potential risks. But never forget, the list is not complete and you must make your own risk assessment for your school. Many times, the top risk is no sustainable funding. In this case, you should have a look for an alternative business model. Maybe the learnings from Module 10 can support you. One more top risk is that you haven't enough students or trainers or coordinators. In this case, you must plan and execute special actions and, if necessary, special trainings. It is difficult to develop these special actions or trainings and it needs many time and capacity. But if you follow your goal to execute a sustainable DVET model, you will have no other chance. Another top risk is that not enough companies participate or companies are unsatisfied. To counter these risks, maybe you can improve the communication or you invite the companies to your school and celebrate an information day. The headline for an information day can be DVET system. With this activity, the companies can get a better feeling what is DVET, how the system works in your school, and what the advantages and disadvantages are. Everybody who is involved in your DVET system, you should explain DVET and your sustainability system again and yet again. I hope these examples are helpful for you and can you help develop your own complete risk list. And hopefully you are able to define for every risk additional remedial actions. Now we are coming to the end of this module 19.